In this daily drop, it's all about don't forget the cables. So let's go. Okay, everybody, I am getting close to heading out for this combo trip. Part of it is a family thing. One of my daughters is graduating from college. The second part of it, where I continue on and the family comes home, is a production in San Antonio. So lots of prep here all around, and even more important to remember everything. Laundry's in, and things are happening. All right, let's talk about cables. I don't know about you, but I have more than once in my professional career, if you want to call it that, I think it's professional, shown up to a location and not had a cable that I need for the production. Not very professional. So I make it a point now to just keep going over and over and over again to make sure I have what I need. Inside of this little case, I have a 25-foot XLR cable. I'll talk a little bit more about the audio backup in the next episode. And then on this side, besides the normal cables that I have in my backpack, a bunch of other cables in terms of USB-C power delivery cables, HDMI cables, and not just cables of different lengths, depending on what we might need. So if we need to do a long run for something, I've got longer cables in here. If I need to do a shorter run or something more camera specific, then I've got those in here. I do have a backup, even though I have other ones, a power delivery brick. I have a little NPF style to USB-C for power delivery, all of that fun stuff. And this is really important. But then it's also just thinking out the entire production. And one of the things that we know we're going to have to do when we are conducting these interviews is get picture and sound to the client, a video village, if you will. So we have a monitor coming in as a rental through the Gripen Electric Company that I'm going to be using down there. And we know that the client is either going to be in the room while the interviews are going to be conducted, or they're going to be outside of the room. I mean, I know that's obvious. It's going to be one or the other. But we have to think about, in terms of that, what those scenarios are and make sure we have everything necessary to execute that. So we do have a wireless transmitter receiver so that if we need to, we can transmit from camera A to said monitor if it's outside of the room. We also have HDMI and SDI cables if we're going to do straight runs into the monitor inside of the room. But from an audio monitoring standpoint, while I do have headphones generally have relatively short cables. So what I've done is I've ordered extension cables, 3.5 millimeter extension cables, also confirmed with the company that we're renting the monitor from that there is a basically headphone jack on the monitor. And so I'm bringing two different lengths of these that will be used. One is probably too long, but if for some reason we need to do a longer cable run for the headphones, we have it. And then the other one is a more standard length. So I think I have 10-foot and a 15-foot just in case in terms of that. But don't forget the cables. And also, more importantly, don't forget the right cables, and even the right cables at different lengths. That's what I got for you. Don't forget to. And I'll see you on the next episode of The Daily Drop.